Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Tawnya Love Show. I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody that sent me birthday requests on Facebook. That was pretty awesome. I don't even remember. Last time I looked, it was like 170 plus birthday wishes, and it was really sweet. So I want to thank any of you that are watching that sent a birthday wish my way. Thank you very much. My birthday was March 3rd, and unfortunately, I was not feeling my best, but the positive side of that is I researched and kind of tuned into why, and I discovered that I am lactose intolerant and my body is no longer digging milk. So I guess it's a good thing that I figured that out, and now I won't have to deal with that. But thank you for all those that were sending love and light and prayers and good energy my way because I was really feeling terrible that day, and I'm feeling a lot better. So on that note, today the show topic is the power and importance of gratitude. And so, just to start off with gratitude, I feel, so much gratitude. Sometimes, even like when we go through a struggle or a situation that tests us, if we can keep our focus on the goal of the gratitude and on the gift of what we're learning and what we're getting from the situation, it can really help us to stay focused and centered during anything that's coming our way. And so that's what we're going to talk about today is the power of gratitude. And I feel personally that I'm a very grateful human and I'm constantly focused on gratitude. Like today, I was out on my walk with my dog and I was just so grateful for all the beautiful flowers that are blooming, all the daffodils and crocus and magnolia blossoms and plum trees and cherry trees that are starting to bloom. And it was just absolutely gorgeous out there. And sometimes we just need to get out of our everyday grind and get outside and connect with nature and just look for things to be grateful for. Um, when you're sitting at home, wherever all of you that are watching today are sitting, look around you and just have a moment to really be present with how much you really have, how blessed you really are, and how notice how when we focus on that, it raises our vibration, it raises our energy so that we feel better. And so the reason I wanted to talk about the power of gratitude is because, the healer kind of scientist energy being that I am that observes life constantly, I observe how often that the people that are happy and they're more fulfilled, they live a more positive life, fulfilling life, and they, you know, are having good come to them. What do I notice about those humans? And what I notice is that these are humans that are constantly in a state of gratitude. They look for what's working and they're grateful. If something comes along and challenges them or tests them, they're still focused on what they're grateful for. If something is leaving their life, then they're grateful for that. If there's something new coming in, they're grateful for that. And so, my observation is when we're focused in a space of gratitude, we actually become such a vibrational match for goodness that we can't help but have more goodness come our way. And it doesn't mean that we're not going to have challenges because I'm an incredibly grateful human, but there are times that life challenges me. There are times that, people around me don't fulfill their agreements. They don't show honor. They don't show appreciation or gratitude. And so I still have to deal with those kind of people, but I can still remain in a state of gratitude no matter what's happening around me. And so, some of you watching, I'm sure if you've practiced gratitude and you know how much that feels good to you, it doesn't mean that your life has no issues or there's no life situations you have to deal with. It just means that you will deal with them in a more beautiful, graceful way. And in return, life will be more generous and graceful with you and honoring you and assisting you and supporting you. So when I see humans that are the counter of that, so if we look at the spectrum of gratitude is over here and it's like the end of the rainbow, and then on this side of the spectrum is people that walk around and they're just always pissed off and they're always looking at what's wrong in the world, and they're constantly in a state of what they deserve and what people should give them, and they are, that someone owes them. They're just in a hateful place. And I've observed these humans that they constantly are in a state of struggle. They're in a constant state of drama. They're in a constant state of lack. And so if we looked at it like a rainbow, this end of the spectrum is lack, poverty, consciousness. And therefore, you're going to constantly keep creating struggle because your focal point is on lack. Your focal point is on, what's wrong in the world. And so you're never really attracting the goodness in when you're in that place on the end of the rainbow. But if you travel across, and that is a choice to travel and journey across, if we want to spiral up to the other side of that rainbow spectrum of gratitude, the land of gratitude and honor, this is a place that we attract more and more goodness into our life. People want to help us, they want to support us, and we show honor here. We realize here this is more the space of abundance consciousness or unity consciousness, oneness. So when we're in that state, we realize that every time we are generous, every time that we show honor, every time we show appreciation, every time we help another or we give to someone, we support and help another or we help with a healing, that we also gift that to ourselves. So when people are walking around and they're in a constant state of nothing's ever enough, there's not enough for them, other people owe them, they're never saying thank you, they're never really acknowledging all the good that's coming their way, they are in a poverty consciousness. And that is like a sickness. It's very, very much a sickness. Like I observe the humans that I see that dwell there, they manifest sickness in their own bodies, in their own lives, in their own relationships. They create toxic relationships. They are creating isolation and a sense of aloneness because their very essence of their focal point is on lack. And the very focal point that they're putting out is, that there's not enough. And so they can't possibly say thank you or show honor to anything coming their way. And therefore, it seems like not much comes in. And I've noticed that even when humans in that state are being given to, because I have been an earth angel in a lot of these humans' life, and when I've been there assisting and supporting those people and helping them, I notice how their script does not change. They'll still say they have no friends, they have no family, they have no support, they have nothing coming in for them, and it's still a poor me script. Even though there is this love coming through, there is this support being given, there is the help coming through. And so what I notice is what a sickness that truly is, because when you can't even honor the now and realize that you have humans right here helping you, and you can't even say thank you or acknowledge the goodness because you're still so focused in the lack, that in its essence is a very sick place to be. And it's not going to serve any of us. So if some of you are listening and you're like, God, I'm dealing with people like that, I know exactly what you're talking about, Tawnya. I'm sending you love and I'm encouraging you to stay centered, to stay loving no matter what is being given to you. Because one of the things I've learned is that if we're on this planet and we're just going to be kind if others are kind to us, then we're all screwed. Because if that's the only reason that we're going to show kindness and compassion, then we really don't understand it at the deepest level. And in order for us to shift this planetary experience into a higher vibrational experience, we have to be the way showers of that. We have to move with love, honor, and awareness in a world where it's not often shown back. We are here to give love and to give honor, to share gratitude, to share our generosity, even in a world where sometimes it's withheld from us. And so the fine line of that is big picture, the universe is supporting all of us, and there is no lack. There is infinite supply, there is infinite abundance, there is infinite time, there is infinite amount of support and opportunity, all of the things that we desire. There is an abundance of that, an excess of that. And when we're focused on that abundance, we're focused in a state of gratitude, we are like a magnet that draws in more and more good for us. When we say thank you to others and we show deep appreciation and heartfelt generosity and compassion and gratitude, we can't help but draw more good in. On the counter of that, when we're a human, that no matter how many people have helped us, no one's helped us enough. And so we still withhold the gratitude, we withhold the honor, we withhold the giving back anything because maybe there's not enough. You are a poor, poor human in every sense of the word. And the only solution and the only way that you're going to graduate across that rainbow is by you choosing to rise, by you choosing to step out of that place that's so comfortably uncomfortable of lack and poverty. And that's a very deep rooted thing that we have been taught. A lot of us have been conditioned to believe in lack. We've been taught and conditioned to, believe in this survival thing where there's not enough, and what about me? And so the focal point becomes very egoic. It's all about me, 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 and very little reverence for the others around us. And so the difference between unity consciousness, land of abundance, and poverty consciousness, land of it's all about me, is huge. And so if we're in a struggle in our life, I would encourage every one of you to really be honest and truthful in yourself. Like, just be quiet and connect with your own heart, connect with your own life. Like, really pay attention to your movie. Don't be afraid to see, because sometimes maybe we're going to see that we've been total jerks and we've been completely disrespectful, that we've been takers, that we have destroyed relationships, that we have destroyed environments. We might have to see that. And that's going to be painful if you've been living a life out of alignment for so long, because no one wants to really acknowledge that. However, the courageous ones who dare to actually see, who dare to actually open their eyes in their own life and to start really paying attention to what they're doing and what they're creating, we can start to shift that. So it's just like any addiction. If we have an addiction with alcoholism, we can't heal that addiction until we honor the fact that we actually have a problem with alcohol. We can't break a pattern of addiction with a relationship, a partner that we're codependent with, unless we can honor and be honest about that and put that in the light and be like, shit, I'm codependent as hell. Let me be honest about that. And let's start working towards that solution of empowerment and liberation. So, whatever the addiction is, we can't heal it until we put it into the light and we actually see it. So, if we're takers and our addiction is playing the victim, and our addiction is taking from others and not showing honor because we're afraid there's not enough, we have to be willing to painfully see that and to go, shit, I have really been out of alignment for a long time, but let me look at that. And how can I change this? How can I heal this? How can I rectify things? How can I make things and bring things into a more balanced place in my life so that I honor myself and I honor others? I start to see that I'm one with all life. Like, all of us are connected. We are all truly one. It is amazing to me, though, how I see people barely extend their connection past their immediate circle of their own family. Some people, it's not even past them themselves. But in often, most cases, it's like, yeah, we're all one, but it doesn't extend much further than the actual boundary of our own family life. And so we'll help our family, but then our neighbors or our community or people around us, that's their issue. And really, it's our issue. It's our life. It's our movie. We're all one in it. And it doesn't mean we have to go and take care of everyone around us and take care of all their problems. I feel like as a light worker and a healer, as an empowered empath, I've learned the balance that we are here to help and assist and support, but we're also not here to enable and to do all the work for people who don't want to see their own misalignment. So it's like we're walking this fine balance of, honoring life where we can assist and support those who were able to. We understand that we're one. We love everyone. We honor everyone. We honor all life. We love ourselves. And we can assist and support from that place. But it doesn't mean that we have to carry on the burdens of others around us. That if someone's our child, that means we have to take care of all their problems because they're our child or our neighbor. It means that we need to show honor and compassion. We need to be present with each other. We need to see that we're one with each other, but we also honor that every human has its own path and its own, let's say, its own lessons that they need to learn from and they need to honor and learn and understand from. But at the same time, how do we show honor and reverence for the oneness? So this is kind of like my focal point is, can we all open ourselves up to see that we're one? And can we start to live from more of a space of gratitude and oneness, of infinite supply, unity consciousness, abundance consciousness? Or in essence, are we truly living from a poverty consciousness where we are expecting others just to do everything for us? And if they don't, then we're complaining and we're turning it into a victim story so that then we'll make someone else feel bad for us so that they'll take care of our problems. Instead of, what if we chose to step into our own power and we choose to take care of things from a place of honor? If we've not shown honor to people in the past, what if today we change that? What if we decided, you know what, from now on, I'm going to actually show up with respect and honor. I'm going to say thank you to everyone who helps me in any way today. And I'm going to just notice how that changes my movie. And it may not be hugely drastic in the beginning, but you're going to feel better, I promise you, if you start to focus on gratitude. So I'm going to pause for a second. I have a card that I'm going to read to everyone, and a little bit of getting into the vortex, but I want to pause and see if anybody has any questions or comments. And if you want to call in today, it's 919-518-9773. If you want to call in with a question or share a gratitude story, I would love to hear, honestly, because you hear from me every week. And I love to share and I love to speak, and share my wisdom with everyone. But I also love to hear back from all of you. And so I really encourage you to call in today and just say, Tawnya, I'm so grateful for whatever, blank. I'm so grateful that my life's going better these days, or I'm so grateful for your show and how much that the wisdom that you're sharing is helping me. Whatever it is, share your gratitude. I encourage you to, because this is how you're going to practice it, is actually expressing it. So Amnon, is anybody writing in yet or anybody logged in?
No, people just say hi.
Okay, well, if you guys want to log in, sign your names in, and then share. Share whatever you'd like. I don't really even care if it's just like, I'm so grateful that I had a chocolate chip cookie today and it was so delicious. Like, share, because this is the goal today, is that we're going to kind of get into this energy flow with each other of gratitude.
I am so glad I had. Oh, the microphone is on, isn't
Are you talking, Amnon?
it?
You are so hilarious. So I am grateful for Amnon and his funny, humorous moments and his cute sound effects that he always shares. So Amnon, how about you? Like, since you're wanting to chat, what are you grateful for?
That I can talk without coughing every 5 seconds.
Right? Simple things like health. Isn't that amazing once you've
Yep.
had kind of your health not feel good to have it back?
Yep. I finally did my show this morning and could actually talk.
Yay. That's beautiful.
Yep.
How about anything else? So health is a good one. He's grateful he can talk again. Yay.
And Kathy was home all day today, and
Kathy's what?
that was nice. She was home all day today, so that was nice. That was great.
Nice.
Yep. She didn't go shopping.
Nice. So you got to hang out with your wife.
Yep.
Perfect.
And I don't know, just in general, it was a good day.
Good.
Still is.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad. Thank you for sharing. Well, one thing, something
Hold it now.
Go for it. Do you have anybody right now?
Cindy's saying, I'm thankful for Tawnya and all the wisdom she shares with me. I'm so grateful. I'm also
Aw.
thankful for Amnon and all his hard work producing the show.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Yes. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you for sharing
Thank
that.
you.
And I'm so grateful for beautiful souls like yours. And I love working with clients that are so grateful and generous and appreciative. And Cindy is like, seriously, like my crown jewel client. I adore her. And I am so grateful for you, Cindy. So thank you for expressing that, love.
And you're welcome.
Thank you. Well, one thing, is anybody else writing in before I say something else?
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Well, one thing that we do in our house, and I'd love to share this because it's truly magical on so many levels. And I'm going to share a quick little story. My family and we were at I think it was like, was it Thanksgiving? I think it might have been Thanksgiving or some kind of family event. And we were at this home, and the mother was wanting everybody of her family to say a prayer, and it was really tense in the room, and she was like, say a prayer, like, which one of you kids is going to pray? And they were all kind of uncomfortable and awkward. And finally one of the kids was like, fine, I'll say it. And they said a quick little like scripted prayer, and it was like there was no connection, there was no authenticity, it was just kind of tense. And then after that happened, this is something that I do and my family does, and we love it at our home. And I just thought it would be fun. And so I suggested at the table, like, hey, if you guys are open at our house, what we like to do is we like to play the gratitude game. And so when we're having dinner, instead of saying a prayer that's just like a scripted thing to, to a God that might be pissed at us if we don't say the prayer, we just really feel that the highest way to honor life and to honor source and all of life is to have gratitude. And so I was like, what if we all just go around the table and we say 5 things that we're grateful for today? And it ended up being this like hour-long discussion, and it got everybody sharing in a way that had people crying. Like the woman was crying, and the husband was moved to tears because she honored him for like mowing the lawn and how good of a job he does, and like just simple things like that, that a lot of times in our lives we're not saying that to our partners. Maybe our partner, our husband, is like doing a great job with the yard, but we don't ever say anything because we just think, that's just what a husband should do. And that husband, to hear how much his wife appreciated that, it actually moved him to tears. And I was like, it was so beautiful. And the point of that is we just each shared 5 things that we were grateful for, and it ignited a conversation, a soulful conversation of gratitude. It ignited emotional connection with the people around us in a state of what we loved about each other and what we loved about our life. And it was absolutely beautiful. And seriously, it ended up being like an hour-long discussion around the table. And it doesn't always have to take that long, but it was beautiful. And at my home, that's what we do at dinner time, is we'll just sit down and we're having our meal, and then we'll kind of just casually decide who's going to go first. And we're like, okay, what are you guys grateful for today? And sometimes my children, we would do like a high low, where they would share what was their low point of the day, and then they would share what their high was, like what they were grateful for. And that's also beautiful because as a parent, it helps me to connect with my children and understand where they're struggling, where they're frustrated, and also where they're thriving, what they love. And it's such an amazing connection tool to help us to know what's going on with each other. And so I would encourage you, if you feel open to it, maybe for just the next week, practice with that every night at dinner table. Instead of putting pressure on your family to say a scripted prayer, instead of putting pressure on people to do anything from a scripted place, what if we shifted to an authentic connection place where we authentically just shared with our friends and family from the heart what we appreciate about them and what we appreciate about ourselves? If you're single and you're not with a family, sit at the dinner table and just think about 5 things every time you sit down to eat that you're grateful for. Maybe I'm just so grateful I have a table to sit at. I'm so grateful I have this fresh meal that's healthy. And there's people in countries that are eating off the dirt and they're starving to death, and they're really in a place of survival. And here I am with shelter and food, and I've got, this yummy fresh juice or whatever. I mean, it just starts with simple things, simply focusing on what you're grateful for, and it ignites such an energetic shift in your life that will bring profound changes. And I honestly feel like the humans on our planet that are struggling with sickness and disease and addictions, a lot of it is because there's a focal point of isolation, poverty consciousness, me focus, and it's on lack. And there's not a reverence for the wholeness, for the connection to community and to oneness. And if you think of that as like a human that's struggling, it's like the humans over here and then the whole world's against them, and they're alone and no one cares about them, and no one does anything for them, right? They're not looking at gratitude, and so they're struggling, they're suffering, they're sick. And when you look at that as a macro, it's a human and community. When we look at it at the micro level, it's like a cell. You see the cells, and there's that one cell that pulls away, and it starts to become dark in the body, and it starts to turn on the other cells. It turns into cancer. And so that's sickness, the manifestation of sickness in the physical body. We can see it also on the macro level, how the human's living. So if we're feeling very isolated in our lives and we're not really feeling like honoring anything around us, we're not grateful, we start to get in this depressed energy. And that depressed energy is very heavy on us, and it starts to feel like there's just nothing working out for us, nothing goes right. It's a focal point, it's a perspective. So everything in our life is greatly affected by perspective. So if I'm focused on a perspective of lack, I'm going to really feel gross, and I'm going to feel upset, and I'm going to feel angry and frustration. But if I'm focused on abundance and goodness, I'm going to feel better. And interestingly, I'm going to draw in more support, more goodness, more love, more light, more abundance, all the good stuff I want. And that, like I said, it doesn't mean your life is perfect, because I am a very grateful human, but there's times where I have people dishonor me. Like I was telling Amnon before the show, like on Facebook, I shared the other day that you don't know gratitude until you have removed misaligned, disrespectful humans from your house, from your sacred space. And I seriously, over the past several months, was tested to the core with these humans that had lied when they moved in. They deceived me. It was very manipulative. In our ad, we put out that we didn't want smokers, we didn't want any drama, no drugs, nothing, because we had people in the past do that. And, big picture, they ended up moving in, they deceived us. But then it was incredibly challenging to get them out of our house. And the hatefulness, one person in particular, she walked around like a hate cloud. Everything pissed her off. She was angry at the world, constantly slamming doors. You'd hear her grumbling hateful things through the house. And it was so disruptive to our family. Like I really learned a lot from just observing her. But I am so fucking glad that she is out of my house. Let's just say that. And I've learned so much, though, from observing these things. And I've shared on the show a few weeks ago, like how some of this stuff actually triggered deep emotional trauma from my childhood. Let's just say we moved through it. There's forgiveness, there's a cleansing that's happened, but I never want to go through that again. I have no desire to go through that again. But what I learned watching these people is I would see how much this human would get stuff and take from people, and it never satisfied. It never was enough. She was angry at the world, and ultimately, she was really angry at herself because she wasn't loving herself. She wasn't honoring herself. She was not honoring her word. She would give her word and then go against her word. I'm going to tell you guys, you want to keep life simple? When you say something, what you say, do what you say and mean what you say, or don't fucking say it. Because a big part of the drama in our lives that we create comes from the lack of our integrity. So if we promise ourselves something and then we go against that, let's say with an addiction, let's say someone's like, I'm not going to smoke because I know it's not good for me. I'm giving up cigarettes. I'm done with it. And then in 2 days, we have a stressful moment. And instead of going and dealing with it in a more loving way, we go right back to our vice. Then we're angry at ourselves. Oh, damn it. I can't quit smoking. I'll never be able to quit smoking. So then you're angry at self. And now you're angry at people around you. And so then you give your word that you're going to help them with something, and then you go back on it. It's a very quick and fast destructive mechanism in your world. And so when we're living our lives this way, we are going to suffer, and we typically create destruction all around us. Like I said, we survived these humans in our life, but they were so disrespectful to the core. Like they literally, when they moved out, they didn't clean their room. They didn't do anything kind. They peed on their balcony. And I was out there like, this is so disgusting. I'm cleaning up after them. And just like the hatefulness, they stole groceries from us. Like I seriously, it blew me away of how humans could treat others this way. But big picture, I know that this is not going to serve them, because when someone is taking from others and they're being hateful to others who have done nothing but show them honor, you are seriously shooting yourself in the foot. And so the reason I'm saying this today is because not just because I hope people will show me gratitude. I love moments of honor and gratitude, and I give them all the time. But I know that the power of it is going to change your life. The power of it, any human that's listening, including the ones that moved out of my home, if they really listened and they really shifted their focal point to gratitude instead of what's in it for me all the time, instead of being pissed off all the time that they didn't get enough, if they started to really have great gratitude for what they do have, they would feel ease, they would feel peace, they would feel joy. And interestingly, that is what we're all desiring. At the deepest places, what makes me happy and healthy and helps me thrive is my state of joy and ease. So when I'm talking about often the book Getting into the Vortex and the laws of attraction, it's all about vibrational alignment. So people can argue with me all they want. The whole world, could be like, Tawnya, we don't care what you say about vibrational alignment because we're going to just do these destructive things we want to do because it's just the way we want to do it. And we don't really care what you have to say. Fine. But I am here to tell you vibrational alignment is a real thing, and it really matters to your good, to your goodness, to your health, to your happiness. So the swifter that we each get on board on the gratitude alignment game, the faster we're going to shift this planet and get it into a more balanced state again. The more that we stay in a me focus, the more we're going to destroy our own bodies. And then quickly we're going to destroy relationships around us. And then it'll exude further out into destroying our environment, destroying our community, destroying our planet. And I'm telling you, it all traces back to self and how you are treating yourself. If you don't love yourself, if you're not honoring yourself, if you're not taking good care of yourself, taking care of your body, if you're not honoring your word and having integrity, practicing speaking what you mean, the four agreements. Do you guys remember that book by Miguel Ruiz? Be impeccable with your word, always do your best, never make assumptions, and what was the other one? Be impeccable with your word, never make assumptions, always do your best, and don't take things personally. That book, I would recommend every one of you listening, if you haven't read it, to get it. And if you have read it, read it again. Because honestly, it's a constant practice that we have to stay in a state of awareness where we are really being impeccable with our word. So if I say something, I need to honor what I say. If I am thinking something and it's not loving, am I being impeccable with my word? If I'm thinking hateful things about myself and I'm thinking of lack and limitation, is that impeccability of my word? Absolutely not, because we live in an infinite, abundant universe. So if I relax my energy and I get back into a state of oneness with Source and I thank the universe for bringing in the highest solution, this is how I live my life. And this is why I share this every week with you guys, because it makes all the difference. And my goal is that there will be a lot of humans living like I am, enjoying their lives, loving their bodies, loving their lives, and giving honor and gratitude to themselves, because that's going to extend out to their relationships, out to their communities, and it's going to extend out to the planet. My ultimate goal is that we will come into such state of a oneness that we will really love ourselves and each other, and this planet will thrive. I mean, doesn't that sound good to every one of you if you really think about it? That we could all be here thriving, that we all could be here receiving goodness and abundance, that we all are worthy, because it's true. So I'm going to take a pause. Is there any questions or comments on that so far?
Yes. Pegasus is asking,
Yeah.
at what point does self-love becomes self-centeredness or ego?
Okay. That is a great question. Okay. So here's the difference between truly being in a state of self love as opposed to being a narcissist and being in a complete self like absorbed space where you're self centered. Huge difference, because when we truly love self, we are not focused just on self. We love ourselves and we're going to take good care of ourselves. We're going to have good boundaries. But our focal point is truly on a how may I serve, service to others focal point. So we love ourselves, but we're also looking around and how may I serve, love, and assist and support the whole? Because this human is a reflection of self. So I will help show love and honor to that human in a way that also loves and honors myself. So when we really are loving ourselves, we're very generous with our time and our energy and our gifts with others as well. When we are in self centeredness and we're a narcissist, it doesn't matter how much love we're getting, it's never enough. And often you'll see this show and manifest in people that constantly thrive the spotlight, they constantly thrive the center of attention, they constantly need more and more praise, more and more love, more and more honor, but it's never enough. And they always want more, and they're constantly I mean, and I say this with love, but I see the humans that I observe that are really, let's say, let me help serve others, or hey, it's all about me and I need all of you to serve more of my neediness. Those humans often are constantly wanting to take their selfies, it's all about them, and their focal point is very rarely extending beyond themselves. It's very rarely, how am I affecting others? Is my narcissistic tendencies, is my selfish behavior, how I'm withholding love, I'm withholding support, I'm withholding honor, I'm being hateful and throwing tantrums and acting like a spoiled brat, is that actually showing honor to others? The consciousness in a human that's narcissistic is not even awake and aware of how they're affecting the whole. Often, the moment they sense that, they'll go right back into their drama because they don't want to see, because they get something from it. So, if, like I said, if we want to heal any addiction, so someone who's narcissistic and self-centered, the addiction of that is that some level they're getting something from that. So if they play the victim or the martyr more and more, and then people give them stuff and they do things for them, they're getting something from it. So it's kind of like, if a dog does certain misaligned behavior and then they get a treat for it, the dog's going to keep doing that. So we have to really watch, as the aligned humans, am I honoring the misalignment in this person by giving them things? Am I honoring that, shift in them, or am I actually enabling them to stay in a space of misalignment? And so that's where I said it's walking a fine line of awareness constantly. So when we're in self-love, we love ourselves, but we're often focused on the whole and how can we serve and assist and support. When we're self-centered, we're really very rarely regarding the needs of others or caring how things affect the others that we're doing. So it's like being in that place where we're so aware that we don't want to create damage and destruction to those around us, and we love ourselves. So we're not doing things that are destructive to ourselves. So if I'm hurting myself and I'm taking drugs every day, let's say, my focal point and my awareness is already going to be diminished, because now I'm in a state of highness, or whatever they call that, where really you're not conscious. You go unconscious in your addiction, and then you justify your behavior for being a taker and a tyrant and a hateful being. And that is self-centeredness. And there's a huge difference. That human is not having joy. They are not enjoying their life. They are not having fulfillment, and they are not co-creating and cultivating healthy relationships. They can't until they can love themselves, until they can come into a space where they create a relationship with self. And that's why, as a healer, so much of the work I'm doing in auric clearings is working in shadow, working with the unconscious, the inner child aspects of each human. It is profoundly powerful, but it takes courage. Any of you listening that know that you could benefit, first step is you have to step in and say, hey, I'd like to set up a session and let me look at my stuff because I'm ready to heal it. It takes courage to put it on the table and to look at it. Then it takes constant awareness as we're clearing and releasing the old stuff, constant awareness to see what's coming up for us and how am I going to face this? How am I going to now release this old energy? And I'm going to integrate and accept more and more of myself. So if you remember back when I was talking about the Hawaiian healing method, where it's, I'm so sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. This is what I do constantly when humans, like the ones that just left my sacred space, I stayed centered. I was very proud of myself that I stayed centered. I did speak my truth. I stood in my power. I maintained my center. I did not lose my vibrational alignment. I didn't wish hate on them or do any hateful things to them because of how they were treating me. So I feel like it was a huge initiation. I passed that. But at the same time, I am so grateful that they've left my life and my movie, and I wish them all the best. I know the laws of karma and the laws of cause and effect are in alignment, and they're working. So every human that's doing their thing, divine justice is at work. So I don't need to go and get revenge or justice, take out, revenge to get justice on another. And this is something that we as humans need to really start to pay attention to and connect the dots on, because maybe in many past lives we were warriors and we would have freaking killed people like that and threw them off the balcony. I mean, I'm sure there's lifetimes that we have annihilated humans that would have been disrespectful. And in this lifetime, I see people still doing that. I'm justified in taking a life because someone didn't honor something of my life. And we've got to shift that, because if we don't, all we do is we stay spinning on that karmic wheel. We keep creating more and more of that karmic energy of drama, pain, shame, guilt, suffering. And so what I'm mirroring to all of you is that yes, things may come and we will stay in the center, we will speak our truth with love and honor, and then we let those souls make their choices. We trust that the universe loves us and supports us infinitely and abundantly. So I don't need to make this human get it. This human may have to suffer the rest of their life. They might have to really create a lot of darkness, and they might go off and affect how many other people after me, creating hatred and pain dramas with that with new people. But that is their choice, and they are going to have that karmic energy return to them, whatever they're putting out. So for us, it's like staying in a state of gratitude, even when this darkness comes. Like for some of us, I'm sure some of you watching, you don't have the perfect life. Who does? Some of you might be really struggling with relationships. Maybe you have children that are just taking and disrespectful. Maybe you're dealing with family that just don't see you, they don't appreciate you. Maybe you're at work and you have that coworker who's just driving you freaking insane. These are the humans that we want to practice clearing on, loving them, speaking our truth to them, because that's empowering us. So sometimes the very people that come to us that probe us and push us and they're hateful to us, they are the ones that were like the teachers that came in the shadow to nudge us into our alignment. They came to help us step more fully onto the path. They came to help us to really empower ourselves and speak our truth. And that is a gift in itself. So it's really looking at everything in your life and looking for the thing to be grateful for in it. Like, what is it that I can be grateful in this situation? And I'm telling you, gratitude is amazing and it's powerful. And, if every day you guys play the gratitude game, or when you go to bed at night, you journal 10 things you're grateful for every day. When you wake up, just say thank you. You're freaking breathing. And that's a gift. It's actually a gift and it's a privilege. And if we all could wake up and realize that this whole life is a gift and we need to start having gratitude for it, we need to start waking up with a thank you and a how may I serve, and it's going to change the way your life flows. But if we wake up hateful and, oh God, I'm still here, I wish I wasn't here, and oh, these hateful people, and I just hate everyone, like that energy is so destructive. It's such a waste of your breath and life force. I would say feel it, honor it, and then get out of that state of depression, because you're not going to thrive there and you're not going to be able to serve others there. The only way we can really thrive and find fulfillment is when we love ourselves and we come into that vibration of gratitude. And that is a choice, because every one of us at this moment, we're thinking. Every one of us. None of us are able to not think something or focus on something. So every moment we're choosing, do I focus on something I'm angry about and something that's lacking and something that's pissing me off and something that's not good enough, or am I focusing on what is working and what I am grateful for, and I'm welcoming the solution? I'm thanking the angels in the universe for bringing the perfect solution for the situation. Like our dryer just pooped out. Like all of a sudden our dryer poops out, we got all this rent to pay and like roommates we had to kick out. So we've got things in our life happening, like real stuff. But at the same time, I'm like in a state of constant thank you, angels. I know that you're abundant. I know that you're going to bless me. Thank you for taking care of this. Thank you so much for clearing that for my movie. Lessons learned. Thank you for bringing in new waves of abundance. Thank you for all the humans that you're bringing me connected to, that I'm here to support and assist. Thank you for bringing me my people, connecting me to my community and my tribe. So we can come into that place, or we can focus for a long time on the lack. I would encourage you to stop focusing on the lack, because it's an illusion, and instead learn from what's happening and come back to gratitude, come back to practicing holding your focal point and your frequency in a state of abundance and gratitude, and watch how that changes your external reality, because it really does work. So any other questions or comments?
Yeah, Pegasus says perfect. Thank you, Tanya.
Cool. Well, yeah, I kind of went on there. But yeah, huge difference between self-centered and self-love. I'm going to read you a page I opened to today randomly, my Getting Into the Vortex book, which I highly recommend any of you. If you haven't got this book, I would highly recommend getting it and listen to the CD daily, and not in a fearful, frantic way, but just in a putting in the CD and we're going to listen to track number 3. And we're just going to relax and chill and be. And you're going to just go into that state of ease every day, choosing that. The reason I love teaching yoga, which I have a teacher training coming up, by the way, in April. If any of you want to become yoga teachers, contact me. But the reason I love teaching yoga is it goes so hand in hand with everything that my soul's about. Teaching love, teaching self-love. When I'm teaching meditation and yoga, it's helping the humans that are in a state of stress to come into a place where they can allow their bodies to relax. They can calm and quiet their mind, and they can start to focus with consciousness on what they desire to create, instead of unconsciously focusing on their fears. And so practicing, simple things like yoga and meditation, where we're calming the mind and calming the body, are hugely powerful, because when we come back to that remembrance that everything is vibrational, if I'm in a state of tension and stress, I'm creating resistance, I'm tense, I'm stressed out. I'm, in a sense, pinching the hose of source and saying there's not enough, and I'm in fear. And so that's a choice, and we all have done that choice. I've done that choice. Nowadays I call them human moments, because I don't stay there long, and I would encourage you not to stay there long, because it's not a great choice, because it's coming to from that place of lack, and it's going to start really quickly manifesting physically from that resistance. So if we feel like we're doing that tension thing and we catch it, and then we just, okay, let me relax. I'm going to go on a walk, talking to my angels. Angels, I know you got a plan. I know you got a perfect solution. And I'm thanking you for bringing it right now, because yeah, right now is when we need it. And this is exactly how I talk to my angels. It's not like formal. I don't get down and like have this script and, do this like ritual or anything. No, I talk to my angels just like I talk to all of you. And it's very clear, heartfelt, and direct. And I will tell them, this is what's going on. I'm ready for this assistance, this support, and bring it now. Like, it's really time. And it will come quickly, because I'm not begging and pleading, hoping that there's angelic support out there. I'm not begging and pleading to a universe, hoping that I'm loved. I have learned as a human to finally embrace and honor my own divinity and realize I absolutely deserve support. I absolutely deserve honor. I absolutely am supported by a universe that loves me. So if something's leaving my movie, I am grateful, because that means Source knows it was not for my highest and best. And if something new is coming in, I am grateful, because Source knows this is exactly what I need at this time. So we get to this place of oneness where we are so one with our Source, so in the trust and in the flow of life, that we really know that everything is working out for our highest and best. We thank the universe for the support, and we trust it's on its way. And we really have to get into that vibration of feeling everything's on its way and everything's okay. This book is going to help you with that. So I'm going to read this page. It says, anytime you are feeling good, no matter the reason, you are accomplishing the feeling of abundance. And in your absence of resistance, everything that you have asked for is making its way to you. So when you're in an absence of resistance, you're like a magnet, just like a vacuum. You're sucking the goodness in. But when you're in resistance, it's like that hose that the vacuum is actually bringing all the good through to you. It's like you pinch the hose and you say to the universe, there's not enough. And so then the universe is like, it's got stuff, plenty of abundance that could come, but you've pinched the hose so it can't come through. Do you notice what's happening is you are the one pinching it? That's your resistance. So all that has to happen here is we let go and we stop pinching. We stop resisting. We keep in a state of constant allowing, constant acceptance, and constant surrender and trust. That is really the alignment. So here it says, when you feel deprived, when you feel taken advantage of, when you feel mistreated, misunderstood, when you feel poor, the evidence of your belief will show itself to you. The evidence of your belief. So if you believe like no one loves you, everyone's taking from you, no one appreciates you, so that's when you're going to attract that in. Not the evidence of your value or the evidence of your worthiness. This is not a punishment for your sins or a withholding of God's love. This is not luck or favoritism or injustice or unfairness or bad karma. What you are living all day, every day, is the manifested evidence of your own belief. So when we shift our focal point to believing that there is infinite supply, there is abundance, there is love out there and in here, there is plenty to go around, there is, goodness coming, and I am so eager and excited for it. Then we shift our focal point there. Life is bringing that into our reality. Then our belief that we're deserving and worthy creates a shifted 3D dimensional reality belief of, 3D holographic reality. So that so-called reality manifests because our belief has shifted to the fact that we're worthy and we deserve good. Before, we thought we weren't worthy, we didn't deserve good, and everyone's going to take from me, and everyone's hateful, and no one loves me. And then we manifest that. So it's really shifting that belief system. Internally, we're clearing and cleaning all that inner child stuff that tells us we're not enough. And I'm telling you, I would encourage you guys to start working on that now. Stop procrastinating doing your inner child healing work, because the longer wounded child is driving the ship, the more you're going to be wrecking that ship, the more you're going to sink that ship, and you're going to have struggle and issues. So the faster we come into that place where we honor that we have some work to do here and we love inner child, and we start to shift our belief systems about our own deservability, our own deserving and worthiness, it's going to make all the difference in your life. It is really your most important focal point. It is more important than getting your nails done. It is more important than, you know, going out and getting drunk. It is more important than anything, because once that inner child aspect of yourself is healed and whole and finds alignment, you are going to thrive, and your child is going to be working with you rather than against you. So I really encourage you, set up some time with me or a healer that you feel trust and love with, to do some soul coaching work, to do some auric clearing work, to do your inner work, because the inner vibrational shift is going to shift your external world in amazing, profound ways. It's really the most important thing. So let's see, where did I leave off on? A belief is only a thought you continue to think. A belief is a vibration that you have practiced often enough that now it is dominant and therefore comes up easily and often. A belief is a vibrational point of attraction that brings evidence of itself to you. When you feel happy, when you feel exhilarated, when you feel satisfied, when you feel eager, excited, understood, when you feel blessed, and when you feel honored, when you feel abundant, the evidence of your belief will show itself to you. Our daily guided meditation will help you release resistance. The releasing of resistance will give you access to better feeling thoughts, and the more you access those better feeling thoughts, the more they will become dominant. The daily meditation will help you to shift your beliefs, and your new beliefs will bring you new evidence in the form of abundance manifestation. So, any comments on that so far, that what I just read?
Nope.
Okay. Well, practice, guys. Like, really, where you focus is going to totally profoundly change your life. Hold on. I think, is my computer plugged in? One sec, Amnon. I hate to jump out of the camera for a sec. I think my camera.
Uh-oh.
Did you end the show? Oh. Amnon?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want me to keep talking?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I'll give you a whooping later.
Oh, sorry. I thought my computer was plugged in and it totally wasn't, and it just died. So, my bad. Okay, let's see. This is okay. It's giving me practice for when I got my show like Oprah, and then I'll be pro. Totally pro. Okay, so I wanted to read you guys a crystal that I just discovered this week, and it's a really amazing crystal that I feel like could help a lot of you, especially those that are very sensitive and that want to protect your auric fields. And that's, what I do as a healer is working in the auric field and assisting and supporting clients. And so this would be a great stone to get a hold of. It's called Infinite. It's very kind of simple looking pebble. It's not super shiny or flashy, very subtle and simple. And it's called Infinite. And in my book, The Book of Stones, is what I'm going to read to you from if you want to get a hold of that book, or go and Google Infinite. The keywords are healing and protecting the auric field, activating Kundalini, sensitivity to subtle energies. Infinite is an excellent stone for healing the etheric body. The energy system surrounds and interpenetrates the physical body. It is often what is seen by clairvoyant vision as the aura, and its well being is closely related to one's physical health. A hole or energy leak in the etheric body can bring about feelings of fatigue, depression, and depletion. And the reason I'm sharing this crystal is that so many of my clients will complain about these things, feeling really depleted and lethargic. They feel low energy. A lot of times we need to clear up the auric field, and we may have energies kind of like psychically attacking and feeding off of our energy field. And if you kind of think of the auric field like a balloon, if there's holes in that balloon and there's energies kind of suckling and siphoning off your life force, you want to clear that up, because that could be the cause of a lot of your disease and your sickness, and a lot of your fatigue and depression could be coming from that very issue. So this crystal could be a great crystal to keep in your pocket, to meditate with, to put in your pillowcase when you're sleeping. Keep it in your energy field. And again, we can call this crystal in vibrationally to work with us in our energy field without even physically having it. But if you want to get one and hold it in your physical body, in your in your physical space, your energy field during the day, I would keep one on your body in your pocket for a while to help you get everything cleared up and patch up any holes that may be happening in your auric field. It can cause one to have an insatiable appetite in which one unconsciously seeks in food of a kind of nourishment that can only come energetically. Etheric wounds or holes can allow psychic vampires to attach themselves to one's field, further depleting one's sources of emotional, mental, and physical vitality. Infinite's vibration replenishes the etheric body and helps to seal the holes. Carrying one of these stones throughout the day and or sleeping with one in one's pillowcase will allow the infinite's beneficial influence to repattern the auric field to its proper configuration. In healthy individuals, infinite can assist in raising one's vibration to higher frequencies. This is an excellent stone for the gradual activation of the Kundalini channel, the chakra column from the base of the spine to the top of the crown. Meditation with infinite, coupled with visualization of a benevolent, nourishing white fire rising through the spine, can greatly facilitate in this process. Infinite can assist one in connecting with the energies of nature. It is a good stone to bring along for outdoor meditations, as it can help one to see the Devic spirits, fairies, and the spirits associated with waterfalls, mountains, canyons, and other power spots. Let's see, what else does it say here? It's an earth element stone that acts as an energetic insulator for the aura. It is helpful for those who feel frazzled or energetically drained, as it seals and reinvigorates the energy field. Infinite can be used for protection when one is entering into difficult situations, and is an excellent stone for those who are surrounded by intense negativity. And I was like, where were you like 2 or 3 months ago, Infinite? But let's just say that Spirit has a really great way of bringing things to my awareness exactly when they need to be. And now all those energies are out of my movie. And now I'm hoping to help inspire all of you listening that there is a stone that you could call on and work with that could help you a lot if you are dealing with a lot of negativity. Infinite provides a soothing, healing frequency that works on a cellular level to disperse crystallized energetic patterns. Such patterns are caused by intense or habitual vibration of a specific emotional frequency. So this is like when we have been focusing inner frequency for so long that we have created these crystallized patterns in the energy field that become our reality. So we start to have problems with lack. We start to have problems with sickness. We start to have, different things that just keep happening in a pattern, because through our vibrational focus of that pattern for so long, we've created a crystallized pattern in the energy field that needs to be cleared. So that as an auric healer, that is exactly what I'm doing in a session, is I'm helping go in and energetically clean and clear all the energetic imprints and patterns, any of the, like when we were talking last time about the implants and I'm trying to remember what all the names of them are called, I can't remember. See, this is why I don't name things, because who cares? Big picture, it's clearing these patterns and the energetics that are creating problems and disease and sickness in our body. And so until we clear that from the auric field, we're going to keep having those patterns. And that's why I'm telling you guys, your most important priority is to clear that stuff in your energy field. Internal cleansing is the most important thing. And then your external reality will start to shift. If we go and move out of our house to a new house, or we leave a relationship and to go to a new relationship, but we go wherever we move, we still take the pattern with us. So until we've done our inner work, we're going to still carry that issue and that drama with us. So this is why the importance is so, so vital to focus inward and do our inner clearing. Let's see, over time or during times of great intensity, these vibrations can become crystallized in the energy field. These frozen patterns will create emotional experiences over and over until the pattern has been cleared. Boom, just like I said. Infinite is an excellent cleansing stone for the aura because its frequency is able to dissolve these energetic structures and restore a free flow throughout one's systems. Infinite's nurturing energy flows from the base chakra to the heart, providing emotional support through the healing process. Infinite is an excellent ally for healing patterns of loss, separation, and betrayal, which are often held at the base chakra. Though not a base chakra stone specifically, it is a powerful tool for clearing survival-based blockages from this area. So when we go into lack, there's not enough, it's a survival-based crystallized pattern that we really need to clear so that we can come back into the truth, which is our oneness with Source that is infinitely supporting us. Let's see, what else does she have to say? It also can help with those who are less sensitive to the thoughts, comments, or opinions of others. It can help one feel more self-confident and less invested in receiving external praise or appreciation. Infinite is a stone of independence. It engenders a sense of being protected, stimulating one to move into new realms and social circles without hesitancy or fear. Infinite is ideal for those subjected to electromagnetic or energetic pollution. It insulates the aura, protecting the delicate nature, energetic structures of the DNA and cells. It supports healing by aligning one's energy field with the earth, which can invigorate the body. And the affirmation is, my etheric body is vibrant and whole, sealed and protected, and I am open and sensitive to the many vibrational currents and frequencies that run through existence. So that is Infinite. And again, it's like this little kind of grayish, I guess it comes in like a grayish or green color, but a really amazing crystal that or stone that I would encourage you to get a hold of. Interestingly, just the other day, I was meditating with this one and my Danabrite and my Charite. And I shared it on Facebook. I had this amazing meditation where I was creating, like, it was like I was out of my body in the universe somewhere, but I was creating this crystalline pattern, like geometric pattern that was creating like a very much like a DNA strand, but like a spiraling staircase that was going up and out into the universe. And I remember being there and just watching what all was being created. It was like all rainbow colors. And I was like very conscious that I was creating this myself. And what I feel is happening is that a lot of us are going into this higher vibrational frequency where we are, in essence, creating the very crystalline nature of our DNA strand. We are the ones creating it, and we're consciously clearing the old, clearing all the misalignment, all the old pain, all the old crystallized patterns. Those are leaving us. And this is taking us into a place that's out of our comfort zone because many of us been uncomfortably comfortable in lack and poverty and abuse and trauma and drama for lifetimes. So we need to be very gentle with ourselves, but also very conscious and aware as we very clearly and consciously disconnect from that old reality and we go into a higher frequency and a higher vibrational reality. We're creating a new earth and a new crystalline body. And it's pretty exciting and pretty amazing. And I'm telling you, there's no reason to be focused on lack. It's all about gratitude. So to close on the show, I encourage you guys to really, maybe play joyously, just play the gratitude game at dinner. Write in your journals every night. When you wake up, start your day with gratitude. Start to say thank you to the people in your life. Like if you're walking around and you're always withholding kindness, you're withholding thank you, you're withholding, compliments. You need to start really loving yourself and giving that to yourself, and then start extending it beyond yourself. Start saying thank you to the people who help you. Show honor. My grandma used to say, you get more bees with honey than vinegar. That is so true. If you walk around with a vinegary energy and you're always sour faced and angry and resisting life and stressed out by it, and you're always in a space of there's not enough, people start to actually, like, even very conscious people will start to really struggle to give to you because you don't show any honor. So if we want people to help us more, it's a simple shift of even just saying thank you more, saying thank you, heartfelt thank you, and showing more love, doing nice, kind gestures for those who've done nice, kind gestures for you. Like, pay it forward. When we live like that, we're going to feel better. We're going to feel more abundant, more blessed. And honestly, we're going to create more magic and miracles through that one simple shift, gratitude. So, on that note, is there any last comments coming in, Amnon, before I sign off?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I want to say thank you to all of you for tuning in today. And thank you for every time that you do anything kind for another. My soul is celebrating that with you. And I know that sometimes as light workers, we're doing a lot for others, and maybe it's not being honored or acknowledged at the now, in the now. But just keep doing it. Keep putting that love out there and keep loving yourselves, and trust that you are building this vibrational escrow of love and goodness for yourself, and goodness is going to come back. And there is a divine justice, there is divine alignment and divine order and harmony. And just call it into your life. Call forth that divine order, that divine harmony, and thank the universe for showing you how much you're loved, for showing you how much you're celebrated. And let yourself get comfortable with expansion, get comfortable with new circles and new flow and new people, because sometimes when we're calling forth all that good stuff, we have to be willing to let go of the old, the things that aren't working anymore. Sometimes it's people that really are not vibrationally matching you. And it's the wisdom of knowing when to let go and to trust and call forth even higher, beautiful, aligned experiences. So
Really?
I wish you guys, what?
Really?
You're so funny. So I wish you guys all the best with that, and keep practicing your gratitude. And if any of you are looking for a soul coach to work with or a healer, give me a call. You can find me on the website. Go to my website under TanyaAngel555.com and look under my services area, and then contact me if whatever you'd like to work on, we can start focusing. And I really encourage you to start doing the inner child work. Stop procrastinating on that. It's going to stay waiting for you for lifetimes until you're dealing with it. So the way I look at it is be efficient and deal with your stuff now, and heal yourself and love yourself and change your whole world, change your whole life around. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm so grateful for all of you, and I'm grateful for you, Amnon, for all you do and help me with, and for your humorous moments. And I'm glad your throat's feeling better. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you next week when I will be interviewing an author. I believe her name's Dr. Tony Rivera, and she wrote a book about her healing journey, and it's really beautiful and profound. And I'm really looking forward to interviewing her and sharing her story with all of you. So join us next week, Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific. Thank you so much. Namaste.
You're tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. Our weekly lineup of call-in programs includes Computers 2K Now with Amnon Nissan, My Life, My Will with Gisela DiCarlo, The Tawnya Love Show, Health Then with Debbie Bruck, Breaking Free with Marilyn Shannon, Triangle Be Well with Howard Jacobson, Lunch and Learn with Rabbi Yisrael Cutler, Lessons of Vietnam with NCVVI members, Parent Dome with Ryan Miller, Current Affairs with Amnon Nissan. And if you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section on nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by Atomos.com, makers of quality video recorders and converters, CarolinaApparel.com, and DeltaForce.net.